In this presentation, we are going to demonstrate how easy it is to quickly deploy multiple Hortonworks clusters in containers on the same Robin hyperconverged Kubernetes cluster. The first thing we need to do is log into Robin. After that, we are immediately taken to the dashboard page that gives us an overview of the current activity on the cluster, as well as how many resources we currently have in use. By going to the Applications page, we can see that there is already a Hortonworks cluster running. We're now going to deploy a second one for testing purposes. To deploy a new cluster, we go to the Applications menu and then to the Bundles page. We are then presented with a collection of application bundles to choose from. Let's select Hortonworks. On the deployment page, we start by giving the application a name as well as a pool of IP addresses to choose from. Let's call it HDP test. These IP addresses are used to configure the different pods when they're initially created. Robin currently supports Open vSwitch as well as Calico. Let's use the demo IP pool. Going through the different services available, in the left-hand column, we can review the default values defining how many resources will be given to the different containers. We want 3 data nodes, and each one should get a little bit more memory. Everything looks good, and it is now time to ask Robin to deploy Hortonworks. First, Robin will compute where the different containers should be deployed, taking into account the resources required, as well as placement constraints defined with placement rules. After a few minutes, we have a fully deployed Hortonworks cluster ready to be used. We're now taken to the Applications page where we can review all the different containers that have been deployed. We can verify that there are 3 data nodes currently running in this cluster. In the upper right corner of the page, we can have another tab open to get access to the Ambari login page. After signing in, we can see that Ambari recognized our 3 data nodes. Going back to the list of applications currently running, we can see the first Hortonworks cluster HDP 255. By clicking on its name, we are taken to the details of the different containers it contains. HDP 255 currently runs 4 data node containers. We can then open another Ambari window in another tab. After signing in, we see that this instance of Ambari, used to manage the cluster HDP 255, runs independently and recognizes 4 data nodes. We now have 2 independent Hortonworks clusters and 2 independent Ambari interfaces running in 2 separate sets of containers.